like to do these from the desk, but I do one from the car because I'm strapped for time. Don't know if I'll be able to get to it in time. Movie review, Captain America New World Order. I went to see it Sunday. I wanted to see it Saturday, but I couldn't get to see it Saturday. Made sure I seen it, supporting Anthony Mackie. And this Harrison Ford was also in it, and the Winter Soldier made an appearance in it. It was actually a really good movie. It got a lot of hate, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. Check out the movie review playlist. And I kind of agree with some other people I've been seeing around TikTok and social media when they said this is pretty much the Red Hawk or the Ross Thunderbolt movie. It really was. It was really about the Red Hawk. That's what it was about. Everything was centered about him. Him becoming president, his tumultuous past with the Avengers, and disbanding the Avengers. Him trying to get his daughter to speak with him, who was used to kick with Bruce Banner. His hatred for the Hawk, really, kind of they alluded to it, but Hawk didn't make an appearance, and and it kind of he tried to turn a new leaf and he wanted to do right, and ultimately his past come back to bite him in his hindsight. So you got to understand, when you do things in your past that's bad and you turn over a new leaf and you want to be right, them decisions that you make in your past and the bad deals, those don't go away at all. They don't go away. So, but that's what the movie was about. It was centered around him. And somebody made another good point, in one of the comment sections I was kind of watching, and they said that they didn't spend all that money on Harrison. Harrison Ford, hopefully I said his name right at the beginning, they didn't spend all that money on him not to make him the star. And he was the star. He was pretty much, the movie was about him. Captain America, they highlighted him, and he had a lot of runtime, and it was pretty much him trying to figure out what's going on, who's trying to, cause a war between them and I think Korea, one of the Koreas, or one of the Asian countries. And, them trying to get to the bottom of it. His protege, who's supposed to be the Falcon, is Hispanic dude, and they going around, and, they got invited to the White House. He wanted to ask Sam, the Falcon, the new Captain America, the brother played by Anthony Mackie, to put back the Avengers together. And then when he asked him, and then, somebody put a ploy in play, the evil guy, I forget his name. And, the black Captain America that they gave the serum to, he also came to the White House, and they did some type of subliminal thing that set him off, that made him start trying to decapitate the president. So him and Sam started beefing again, and they trying to get to the bottom of it, so, they both trying to get to the bottom of it. His head of security, Sam trying to get to the bottom of it. Then the good brother from Do the Right Thing, I forget his name. He also was Gus in Breaking Bad. I always forget his name, man. Amazing actor. It was his introduction to the MCU in this movie. He played the arms dealer or whatever, and we thought he was dead. He wasn't dead, and they locked him up, whatever. But, it was just a ploy to, basically, make Harrison Ford, or Ross Thunderbolt, I believe his name was, turn into the Red Hawk. So all the play to trigger it. So what ended up happening was, this evil scientist, I forget his name, he was, Thunderbolt was dying. So he went to the evil scientist to stay alive, only guy that can keep him alive or whatever. And he gave him some pills. Now, apparently he locked him somewhere for 16 years, made him promises that he didn't keep. So the guy wanted to come back and get revenge, so he gave him these pills, and the pills the only thing that kept him alive. And then he was trying to turn him into the Red Hawk by triggering him, and then he didn't trigger him and started the war. So then he wanted to start over again and try to trigger him again. So yeah, it was just about really pretty much triggering him, and turning him into the Red Hawk so the world could see. And his decision, anybody would have made that decision if a guy got the so I had to stop. I don't know where I left off at. Apologize. That's why I like doing these from the desk. But So yeah, he wanted to trigger him. He wanted to trigger him being a Red Hawk, try to start a war between them and one of the Asian countries. They stopped it, and then he was able to trigger him at a press conference when they signed a treaty between the countries. And he finally turned into the Red Hawk. So, the Winter Soldier had to fight him. Now, the Winter Soldier ended up getting some new gear from the Wakandians, whatever you want to call them. So he got souped up gear, and he battled the Red Hawk. Long story short, he talked them down, and talked them back into human form, and they locked him up. So yeah, I mean, he made a decision. I think I was where I left off. You want to live or die? If you take these pills, and if you don't take them, you die. If you take them, you live. He made a decision. Anybody else I know would have took them, and they probably would have just lived. But he did. The guy, the evil scientist, he basically he liked to play. He used analytics, but he was basically saying that he basically put a fail-safe in there. Like, okay, if he crossed me, I'm gonna trigger him with these pills. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Ross Thunderbolt crossed him. He didn't keep his word. So with them pills, he's like, all right, you play with me, and then I'm gonna show the world who you really are. Then he stepped down as being the president, went to jail or whatever, and the post-scene credit, the evil scientist was telling Sam, the new Captain America, he was telling him that something worse is coming. You think y'all the only superheroes in the world, something worse is coming. So it's supposed to be set up where the Avengers is supposed to be killed off. And originally that's where the Thunderbolts come in, and X-Men is supposed to come in and take over and stuff of that nature. So somewhere along the line, the Avengers are going to get back together. But in the comics, Onslaught kills them off. So we don't know if they're going to really do the Onslaught spinoff. Now, the Kang the Conqueror was supposed to, I don't know if they're going to recast. They still talking about recasting them. They was supposed to like introduce the different variants and the different multiverse and stuff of that nature. And you was going to get like, these different, beings, Molecule Man and all that stuff, how the original storyline was going to be set up. So I don't know if they was really going to do it big like that and, allow Onslaught is basically Professor X and Magneto fuse. I mean, they would need that, in my opinion. They would need that. Because, Marvel have been flopping. And I don't think the movies have been bad. They just don't have the hype. People are not, they're not so into the comic books. And then some of the people they taking from the comic books, the black, Captain America wasn't real popular in the comic books. Remember they went through Ironheart, the black girl, that wasn't popular in the comic books. Them comic books failed too. So people just like popularity. They like the popularity. They like the popularity. So they don't want to hear nothing about new characters. They want the popular characters that they remember. And I think if Disney and Marvel going to turn that corner, now getting the rights back to X-Men and Deadpool, I think they should go ahead, have Onslaught kill off the Avengers, and then introduce X-Men, Fantastic Four, the Thunderbolts, and all that, and then have them go at it. And then get the new superheroes, the new Avengers down the line. That's how I think they should do it. But I think the movie was above average. I would say a C+. I guess 7.5, 7-ish. I would say somewhere in there. I enjoyed the movie. It was good. It wasn't something that was a great, super duper, oh my God, great movie. But I think it was a really good movie, man. I thought it was a solid movie. I enjoyed it. It wasn't boring. I wasn't looking at my phone and falling asleep. So I enjoyed the movie. I'm glad I paid to go see it. I say a good 7 out of 10. But I say in reality on a grade, good C+ movie, above average. Appreciate y'all. Peace.